Hello Crafty friends, it's Courtney Brickner, the CB behind the Crafty Brick, and we are on day 29 of 31 days of crafting to celebrate National Crafting Month. We have been rocking and rolling with a different project every single day this month, and it's been a lot of fun. Today, what I want to share with you is something that I've never done before. Once again, I'm doing a mosaic tiled flower pot. So I got some items from my local Goodwill. I went to Goodwill and Salvation Army. Both didn't have everything I needed. I didn't get exactly what I needed, but I felt like I got what could work. So I want to show you some plates and bowls that I got from not from the Dollar Tree, from Goodwill, and what I did with them and how I created a mosaic flower pot. It was a very simple project. It took a little while and it's a little bit messy, but I cannot wait to show you the finished project. So let's jump into it and let me show you my version of doing a mosaic flower pot.
All right, our first step is to the Goodwill. I was trying to find just different colors. So this bowl is $3.99, but it comes with a 3-pack. So I think that's a good deal. I like that color. I'm kind of going for a rainbow pattern, so I'm looking for just different colors, solid colors, I'm thinking. This plate, I don't know if that's going to be the best with those ridges, but I do like the color. So maybe that will work. Let me see what else there is around here. We got some light blue here. That's a nice color. I definitely don't want to have any print or anything on it. I think just the solid colors would be nice. $2.99. Okay, not too bad. I wish I had like a darker blue. I like this navy blue of the mug. I don't know if the mug is going to be good at all. And this yellow plate, I like that yellow. I don't know. These things they're shaping up. Oh, and the orange. This orange is nice. Again, it's got the ridges along the edges, so I don't know if that's the best, but we'll kind of go with it. I really like the way these colors are shaping up. Next stop is Michael's, and I need to get a flower pot that we can go ahead and put all of our ceramic on. I think I'm going to get just not too big. I don't really know how much space all of these plates and bowls are going to create. So I think I'm going to get not a teeny one, but maybe like not the largest. So I think this one here, it's $5.99. I think that will be a perfect size. Hopefully I have enough to fill it. So we brought everything home. I ended up finding a blue plate that was really great. And we've got red and then the orange. And then I'm so excited. I ended up finding this yellow bowl, which is a really pretty color. And then I have the 3 green bowls. And I decided to get these navy blue cups. So I don't know if all these curves are going to work out, but we're just going to roll with it and see how it goes. I know I'm going to get some good pieces. So to start, I'm going to take all of the stickers off of all of the pieces. I probably don't even need to, because even if I break that piece apart and it has a sticker on it, I just won't use it. But I'm just going to take it all off just in case. I sprayed a little bit of alcohol on all the stickers and rubbed them off with a scraper tool to just get them nice and cleaned off and ready for breaking. So now they're all cleaned, and I'm just going to get a little bucket here. I've got my little, just a random bucket. It's plastic, and I'm just going to put a plastic bag inside and then place each ceramic piece on inside the bag and then break them apart in the bag so I don't have like ceramic pieces flying all over the place. I got some tile snippers, and to be honest, I don't really like the way it was working out, probably because it's more for thinner tile and not a thick plate, but it really wasn't breaking it like I was hoping it would. So I ended up just using a hammer to break up all of the plates and the bowls into smaller pieces. I just continued to break up all the pieces. I tried the tile snippers again, even when I got smaller pieces, and it just still wasn't working. The hammer was the way to go for me, but I moved down to the floor because it was just too loud on the table. I would just put in a new piece and then break it up and take the little pieces and put them in my bin. And this is what I ended up with at the end. Some of them are definitely not going to be able to be used because of the ridges and the curves, but I think I have a pretty good amount to start. I started out with Gorilla Construction Adhesive, maximum strength. It's clear. I thought that that might be a good way to adhere the ceramic pieces to our flower pot and then let that dry. My technique was just find some straightish pieces to go along the bottom and pretty much just place them all in some random pattern. Hopefully the colors would coordinate next to each other. I didn't want to have two colors next to one another, but I just applied the adhesive to the back of the piece and then stuck it on the terracotta. It was kind of like doing a puzzle that really had no real way that it had to go. I was just trying to piece them all together. Now, some of these, because this is such a curved surface, some of them I might have just kept a little bit too big. They should have been a little bit smaller so they weren't sticking out. But I don't know. I was thinking that the grout might fix that. In the end, I don't really know. And this adhesive, it seems like it's not sticking right away. It's a thick adhesive. It's not too liquid, but it seems like they were sliding a little bit down out of place. So I was trying to hold it in place and let the pot sit in one place so that it would give the pieces a little bit of time to cure. And then when it looked like they weren't shifting as much, then I would continue adding more pieces and turn the pot a little bit to the side. I don't think it matters that you can see some of the adhesive because we're going to be putting grout in at the end, so I wasn't really concerned about that. All I was concerned about is trying not to have too much space in between them so that it wasn't too much grout, and just trying to get a pattern that looks cool. You can see they're just sliding down. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So some of the pieces had a little bit of ridge from the plate, and I don't know. I'm not sure how this is all going to work out, but I'm just trying my best, trying to find the flattest pieces that I can. But I didn't have a lot of the blue because I only had 2 mugs, so I really wanted to make sure I had blue throughout. So I was just trying to make those pieces work the best way I could. I did not have enough adhesive to get through the entire project, so I had to do a Home Depot run because you see I'm at the very end of this tube right here. So I actually had to stop the video, run to Home Depot, get some more adhesive. So I'm back, got some liquid nails this time, and to be honest, I don't know if this is going to be better or worse. We're gonna see how it works out. I know liquid nails will work with tile and this terracotta and ceramic, but I don't know if it's going to cure faster than what the construction adhesive did, and see if they're gonna like move or cure a little bit faster and not shift. So we shall see. So I'm gonna put this on. Now this is not clear. This is more of like a white, off-white color. But like I said, I really don't think the color matters because we're going to be coloring all, or covering it all in grout, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal. So I'm trying to hold it in place a little bit to just let it set because I can't even turn this pot to the side at this point because the tiles on the other side are not really set. So if I feel like if I set the pot on them, then they're going to pop off. So that's why I set the pot up. I know that that's probably not the best. Maybe it would have been better if I had cured one side and then started to work on the other side. But, you know, the way my patience is set up, that's not really the way I roll. So we're just going to try and go with this. I'm holding them in place, try to make sure that they don't slide down the pot. And we're going to go and see what happens. So if I'm comparing the two glues, I definitely like the clear Gorilla Glue, the construction adhesive, much better than this because you can see this is like liquid and it's just shifting and they're like falling down. I had to set the pot to the side so that they wouldn't just fall all the way down the front of the pot. So that's why it's sitting like that. I needed it to cure a little bit before I set it up. So here we have the finished product after it's been all stuck on and it's been drying for, I don't know, a few hours. So I can't wait to apply the grout. This one is like sticking out kind of far. I don't know how this is gonna work. It might be out a little too far. Because I think that piece might be a little bit too big. I'm gonna see if I can find just a smaller triangle. Actually, yeah, I think this one will be much better. That other one was just sticking out too far. It was too straight to go on that curved section. So I'm hoping that this will work better. This smaller triangle will definitely be a better fit. So let's try that. It made a little bit of a gap right there next to that orange. So I'm going to see in my pile of tiles if I have just one more piece that might fit in there. And this green one actually works perfectly. Okay, now for real, this is the finished piece with the top and the bottom. Everything I think is looking pretty good as far as how it's going to be on the pot with the grout. So let's let this dry overnight. I just want to make sure it's really cured before we add the grout. And now it's been overnight. I've got simple grout here so that I do not have to do any mixing. And I'm just going to apply this all over our pot and make sure I get nice inside all of the cracks to fill all those in. I've got a few pieces that are kind of sticking out, so I'm trying to make sure that that part definitely gets covered with grout so that it's not going to be sharp on the edge of the tile. So I'm just covering the entire thing. It was starting to get a little bit hard, so I thought I would go back and wipe off some of the parts I had finished, but I used a blue sponge and that was horrible. The sponge was breaking apart and sticking into the tile, so that was a very bad idea. So I got a better sponge that actually is for doing these tile projects, and that worked out a lot better. I didn't wipe off all the grout on there because the grout just kept rubbing on the tile. So I just wiped off most of it, but then came back later. And I took a rag. So this has been sitting for about an hour and a half. I had wiped off most of the grout with the sponge, but there was still a film on some of the tiles. So I just took a rag and wiped off each tile to get the film off. Now the grout has already started to set at this point, so I'm not like rubbing grout all over the place like I was before when it was just too wet to kind of manipulate and it was just rubbing on the tiles. So now it's pretty much dry. I'm just wiping off all the tiles to shine them up. After I finished wiping off all the tiles, I wanted to paint the top and a little bit of the inside of the pot white. So I just got a little paint, my paintbrush, and finished off so that it would have a nice finished look all over. Just in case you were wondering, so these are all the ones I have left that I think would be good for another project, except maybe like those that have the bottom ridge from the plate on it. That's probably not a good piece, but a lot of these other ones might be good. So I'm keeping those. These are pieces that I don't think will, well, maybe I could break up some of them, like the bottoms of the plates, the handles from the mug. I just don't think some of these would be good. Like this one's super curved. This one's pretty curved. So I just don't think those would be really good for another project. Just in case you're wondering how much I got out of those items that I purchased.
OMG, look at this. You guys, it looks so good. I'm so excited and happy with the way that it turned out. Like I said, I don't think plates are probably the best, at least not the curved part of the plate. If you got a flat plate, then that should work. And the bottom of the plates worked great. But some of these curved pieces weren't the best pieces to use. So maybe tile would be your best bet. But I am so excited with the way this project turned out. And I hope that you've enjoyed all the projects this month. I've had a lot of fun sharing all of these different projects with you. And I think it's kind of crazy that I kind of grabbed from all different kinds of crafts this month. So it's been great. Lasering and sublimation, resin. So I'm very excited with the way this month has gone. And I hope that you've enjoyed being here. If you have, I hope that you will please like, subscribe, turn the notifications so that you don't miss anything crafty, because even if I'm not going to be here every day for National Crafty Month, I still post a lot of crafty content, and I hope that you will turn the notifications so that you don't miss it. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.